Hey gang, it's me, Uncle Todd here. And this week, as it's school year starting now, I thought we'd take a look at Horror High from 1973. Sort of a Jekyll and Hyde revenge story. There's several notable cast members in it. Probably the best known is Austin Stoker, who had also done Battle for the Planet of the Apes and John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13. We also have former Playboy centerfold Rosie Holotic. I think that's how you pronounce it. She is probably most famous for playing the nurse in Don't Look in the Basement, but she also appeared in the anthology Encounters with the Unknown. And thirdly, we have famed football player John Nyland, who had played for both Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and was a semi-regular on NFL Today for a while. The film's main character is Vernon. He's sort of a nerdy kid, more concerned with science than just about anything else. And he's just having a heck of a bad day. I mean, first there's his English teacher.
Yeah. But Miss Grindstaff, it was only a mistake.
I'm sorry, Vernon, but you must learn that your other subjects are just as important as biology and chemistry. Maybe after this you'll remember.
There's also captain of the football team.
Robin, what are you doing up here with the creeper?
Oh, well, Vernon was just showing me some of his projects. Thanks again, Vernon. I really appreciate it.
Listen, creeper, from now on, play with your rats by yourself.
School janitor.
I'm warning you, boy. You stay away from my cat, you understand?
Well, Mr. Griggs, you didn't see what she was doing. She was trying to get into this cage. That's the second time today.
That's what she's for, boy. She kills rats in the building.
He's not a rat. He's a guinea pig. And he's part of my biology project.
I don't care about none of that.
Teacher slash football coach.
You see, I'm experimenting with this guinea pig. His name is Mr. Mumps.
Forget it, Potts. That's the silliest damn thing I've ever heard. Now get out of here and get dressed.
And the rest of the football team.
This stuff doesn't make much sense, creeper. I don't think you need this page.
No, chemistry notes.
But this one either.
No.
Or this one either. Hey, go get him, Ryan. Ready this mess.
Giving me flashbacks of high school myself. Anyway, that night, Vernon, as usual, since his parents are out of town, sneaks back into the lab at night and finds that his formula has actually worked, but not in the way he intended. And Mr. Mumps has mutated, ripped out of its cage, and killed the janitor's cat. Janitor finds this out, and in a fit of rage, forces Vernon to drink the same formula, which doesn't end well for the janitor. After coming back to himself later at home, he cleans himself up, returns to the school, cleans that up, and then the next day during science quiz, in one of the coldest, most malicious things, allows the body to be found.
What did I do wrong?
You'll have to take it and throw it out. Start again. This is an exam.
I can't really blame him for that. After all, everybody treats him like crap. So he takes a little joy in that. it's not right that he killed the man, but anyway, enter our detective, Austin Stoker, and he questions everybody in the class.
Well, now that you mention it, I think he did have a pet cat. Yes, he used to come into the lab every now and then. Maybe the cat that fell into the acid and Mr. Griggs fell in trying to get him out.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting some real Columbo vibes off of this guy. Well, right now it's ruled as an accidental death. But things still aren't going well for Vernon, as his English teacher will show.
Hi. You realize, of course, that without a credit in this class, you won't graduate. I've decided, however, to give you a chance to earn some extra credit. I shall expect to see you at all of the literature club meetings for the remainder of the semester.
She makes it very clear if Vernon doesn't go to these meetings, he won't pass, and she's not sympathetic about the fact that Wednesdays are the only night that he can go to the library because he gets a ride then. So, of course, that night, back at the school, Vernon has another talk with her.
For God's sake, what do you want?
Not the best special effects I've seen, but they'll do. Now that they've got a second death, and this in no way can be construed as an accident, they're now on the lookout for a murderer. And our intrepid detective has another talk with Vernon.
Remember I told you that when the coroner went through the remains of Mr. Griggs, he also found the remains of his cat? We have the complete report now, and it shows another set of bones mixed in. A guinea pig.
Vibes again, all right? Huh? Well, that's not really anything concrete, but Vernon can't really worry about that now because the gym coach has made him a rather unsavory request.
What you do is let him be able to see your paper.
No, I can't do that. I can't do it.
You're not going to do anything. Just make it so he can see your paper.
That's still cheating.
Look, Potts, you don't have a choice. Remember, you've still got to take PE for the rest of the year, and I'll personally see to it that this class becomes a living hell for you.
What? Oh, you thought I meant... Oh, no. Sorry, I guess I didn't make that clear. The coach wants his star player who sucks at school to be able to pass his test with Roger. Vernon. Roger is the athlete. Vernon is being coerced into helping Roger, his hated enemy, pass his tests. Otherwise, once again, he's being threatened with not being able to graduate and go to college. So, needing to think about it, they make an agreement to meet later that night. Stomped to death with football cleats. Well, as Vernon tries to make his getaway, police who had had the place staked out catch the murderer.
Get it. Find him outside behind the building.
It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. What a twist! Well, news spreads pretty quickly that the killer's been found. But Our detective's not too sure, and he and Vernon have another interesting conversation.
Boys, we were just driving around, kind of relaxing from catching that Roger Davis fella, you know. Well, look, you better be getting along. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you let us drop that off at the Petersburg? This is several blocks on the other side. Save you some time.
Oh, no, really, I have plenty of time.
You know.
Suspicious, isn't he? You think he suspects that those clothes that Roger's dropping off the cleaners are covered in blood? But things aren't all bad for Vernon. Why do I keep calling him Roger? Things aren't going too bad for Vernon. Remember Robin, the girl earlier on who was dating Roger? She likes Vernon, and he's been helping her with her schoolwork, and they've been getting closer. And they finally decide to go on a date. But Vernon's luck runs same as usual.
Creeper? You know who this is? You still there, Creeper?
Roger, what do you want? I thought you were...
In jail? Yeah, I was. They had to let me out, though. Not enough evidence.
Turns out, Roger saw Vernon there that night. And he wants to talk to Vernon about it. Or else he goes to the police. Unless Vernon gives him money. Vernon's parents are kind of loaded. So he breaks the date with Robin. But Robin follows him to the school. And she sees him transform. Yep. Vernon can't kill her. He loves her. Unfortunately, the whole thing with Roger was actually set up by the police. And there ensues a chase through the halls of the school, where Vernon runs into Roger, who taunts him. He taunts a man, or a teenager, who killed the football coach. A 6'3", 250-pound man who regularly arm wrestles his other coaches and beats them. Vernon kills Roger. And then the police catch up with Vernon. And sadly, Vernon dies in the arms of Robin. It's a okay little film. It's not the greatest, but it has its moments. The lead actor, Pat Carty, who was a former child actor, made a lot of commercials and TV appearances. He was a regular on the short-lived It's About Time show, which I think was in the 60s. And he gives a very sympathetic performance here. Some of his actions are rather reprehensible, but in the course of the film, you do sympathize with his plight. And he gives a very good performance. Of course, he, as an actor, did not continue in the acting field. He instead went behind the scenes, becoming a producer and director, and even inventor of things. But very good performance, I thought. Austin Stoker, of course, just the epitome of cool. Rosie Holitek, she's a little one-note, sympathetic woman. But the thing with John Nyland, that was really interesting because they made a lot of things about how big and strong and tough he was, and then just have him just manhandled by the much smaller but animalistic Hyde side of Vernon was really good. And it did follow an interesting pattern of murder, well, I should say harassment, murder, question, and on again. All in all, pretty good film. It's just a pleasant little diversion, I guess you'd say. A nice film to see, like on the Late Show or rainy afternoon. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay after for my favorite scene.